and a £5,000 fixed penalty notice, rising to £10,000 for arrivals who fail to quarantine in a designated hotel. We're also coming down hard on people who provide false information on the passenger locator form. Anyone who lies on the passenger locator form and tries to conceal that they've been in a country on the red list in the 10 days before arrival here will face a prison sentence of up to 10 years.
If you live in the UK, you'll be surely keeping up with the news. The news has recently hit the British public that people who come into the country and lie about their whereabouts could face up to 10 years in prison. This is a government out of control. We are now in a police state. This video is one of the most important pieces of content I've produced. It's about liberty. It's about freedom. Two things we are losing very fast due to this COVID-19 pandemic. Before I go any further, this video is for discussion purposes only. I know in saying anything against the mainstream narrative will cause me to be censored, so I have to protect myself by saying that. The very fact that I have put a disclaimer in the video is even more evidence we are governed by want-to-be dictators who are unelected and irresponsible. Now let's discuss the fact that the UK is now in a police state. The UK has been the bastion of hope, freedom and liberty. The British Empire was one of the first empires to abolish slavery and actively seek to destroy it, rightly so. But now this Conservative government in power and the so-called Libertarian Prime Minister Boris Johnson in power, the UK is becoming more and more like a police state. The main thing that prompted the production of this video is the recent development of the 10-year prison sentence being introduced into law without parliamentary or public scrutiny. This is a step in the wrong direction. First of all, the UK has made it impractical to leave the country as it is, but now it's as impractical to come in. This shutting down of the border is something that should have happened long ago, as Priti Patel wanted. However, the border remained open for the majority of the pandemic, and arguably has contributed to the rise in infections we have seen so recently. This law, however authoritarian, would have been accepted more if the law went through parliamentary scrutiny, through our elected representatives. These people that we elected to represent us, who have so far on the whole failed during this pandemic, have been completely bypassed by this Conservative government. I emphasise the word Conservative to make a point. They're meant to act in a way that represents a small state, choice and individual liberty. They have failed with absolute devastation. So what does this mean for us? It means we have crept into a police state where law is not decided on the willingness of consent by the people, but willingness through our representatives unfortunately elected. The very fact that you'll be put into an already failing justice system to serve 10 years is unimaginable. But it gets worse. Offences which are worse than lying include child sex offences, incest and racially aggravated assault. However, these worst crimes have a maximum term of 7 years, compared to this 10-year for lying to the government. George Orwell sought to warn us, not as to use his warning as an instruction manual. We should be very wary of this police state government and what actions it may take next. These irrational actions are being called weak by the rather non-existent opposition party led by Keir Starmer. These are worrying times, but you can help me out. If you like this video, please like the video and consider subscribing for more thought-provoking content like this. I hope one day we will be out of this mess, but when you're in a police state, it's harder to get out of it than you got into it.